Well, hello. It's hot cocoa weather, kinda. I mean, it was, but now it's gotten a little bit warmer, but that's too bad because this is what I planned for us to paint and draw. So we are doing hot cocoa weather, please pretend. Hi, this is Amy Pagan and this is Amy Pagan Art. Okay, so it's, what day is it? It's Monday, November something, the 6th, it's November 6th. And it's time for us to create. So we're going to do that. We get together every Monday at noon at Amy Pagan Art on Facebook and YouTube and with some bonus content on Instagram. And we create for about, like 25 to sometimes 35 minutes, somewhere around there. And that's what we're going to do. So, totally free class. Everybody's welcome to join. Come join me. Hooray. Yeah, so let's do it. Okay, we have to do our little promise first. And what is our promise? You guys, why are we here? We're here to create and have fun and just have a relaxing start to our week. We are not here to critique ourselves, to be negative about others, obviously, but also maybe less obviously. Please don't be negative about yourself. Don't do that. Don't. It ruins the fun. Don't ruin the fun. Okay, so promise me that you will be kind to yourself and allow yourself to just do this project and have fun doing it. And then, you know, when we get to the end, we'll talk. It'll be great. You're gonna do a fabulous job. You know why? Because you can't not do a fabulous job, because your job is just to make art and have fun. Everybody can do that. Okay. So promise me, give me a little heart or a thumbs up, and we're good to go. Okay. This is the paper I'm gonna use today. It's by Canson. It's 140 pound cold press watercolor paper. And somebody recently pointed out to me that I sing when I teach, and it's true. I sing instead of talking. And I hope that doesn't upset you because I have no way of stopping it. It's a lifelong habit. So here we go. Okay, Canson cold press, 140 pound paper, watercolor paper. And it is a 4x6 because that is the size of a postcard. Hooray! So then you can put somebody's name on it, mail it to them. Try to pick the cat hair off of it before you mail it. I just did an example for you. Okay, the watercolors that I use, Art Philosophy, and I love them. This palette is called The Classics. I have a number 2 pencil. And it doesn't matter what number 2 pencil it is, but in case you're wondering, this one's called Dixon Ticonderoga. I have no idea if that's a good brand or what. It's just a number 2 pencil. I feel like they're mostly the same. Okay, let's break this down into shapes and colors. Ready? All right, this cup, if I was to measure it with my finger, is almost as tall as my finger. The whipped cream is a little bit taller. And then how far across is it? I mean, a little less. We'd have to cut that last knuckle in half. So, yeah, so what we're gonna do, my favorite thing to do first is to come to the center of my page. Here's the center of my page. And I'm gonna think about that as being like right here in the center of this oval. What oval, you might ask? Oh, this oval. This oval that's gonna be the opening of our cup. And Amy, you just made a really messy oval. I did. It's fine. You can make a messy one too. That's what erasers are for. Okay, I'm going to come down here. I'm just drawing a little line to say, where do I want my cup to stop? I mean, it's going to be from the back. It's almost a whole finger high. If I'm looking at the front of it, it's 2 knuckles. Is that 2 knuckles right there? Yeah, it is. Cool. Okay, so I have this oval. And it's like 2 knuckles here, 2 knuckles there. And then I just have to mimic the shape. See this curvy here? It's gonna come down here, do the same kind of curve. It's just a curvy line. And then I'm going to use some lines coming up and out to be the sides of this cup. This might have to like extend a little bit. Okay. This cup has a lip, so I'm gonna have to decide where's the lip of my cup. Just make that a little bit darker, and it comes out a little bit further than the sides of the cup. Not a lot, just a bit. Okay, So there we go. I'm just gonna make it almost like it's a little rectangle wrapping around the cup, and that's gonna be the lip of the cup. All right, it almost looks like a flower pot right now, doesn't it? It needs a little, almost a crescent shape. It's a little boxier than a crescent, and it's smaller at the bottom than the top, but let's see. If I do, so here is the lip of my cup. I'm gonna come down about a pencil's width, so like as wide as my pencil is. And I'm going to do almost a crescent, but instead of being like a nice happy curve, I'm just gonna go like, oh, I'm a little down curve. Here I go, and I'm touching the cup again. There we go. All right, and then you wanna make it about as wide as a pencil again. See these really dark lines that I'm doing? I'm doing that for your benefit. No, but I am. I'm doing that so that you can see what I'm doing. If you can, try to make your marks a little bit lighter than mine, but if you can't, that's okay too. That's what erasers are for. Okay, so we have a cup, and we need to build some whipped cream on top, and here's how we're gonna do that. We wanna have like a little puddle of cocoa here, but like the whipped cream is plopped on top. See how it's floating? So we're gonna do, how do I describe this shape? It's like toothpaste. So if you blobbed a little crescent of toothpaste here, almost like a macaroni noodle. Can you see that? It's a macaroni noodle. It's a little bit wider than your pencil, and it's just plopped there right in the center of the cup. It's not as wide as the cup. I have like at least a fingerprint space on either side. And then, do you remember when you were little, or if you had any little brothers or sisters or babies, that little rainbow stacking thing? I want you to think about that. Remember, it's like there's like a little pyramid, and there's like one big old circle that's like red, and the next one is orange and it's slightly smaller, and the next one is yellow and it's slightly smaller. Do that. So we're gonna do another one of these big old toothpastey things, slightly smaller. See that? It's as wide, but it's not as, wait, how do I want to say this? It's as thick, but it's not as wide, right? Okay, we're gonna do another one. And another one. This one's gonna kind of be off kilter. It's almost like a little triangle there. And then we gotta do the little blobule on top. The blobule on top is gonna look like a Hershey's Kiss. So it's like a triangle, but it's a rounded triangle. See that? Hooray! And then should we put a cookie on the side? Yes. If anyone ever asks you about a cookie, the answer is always yes. Okay, so our cookie is gonna be a rectangle. It's one of those, I think they're called pirouettes, or maybe that's just a brand name. I don't know, they're those cookies that look like little batons. If I was French. Okay, so rectangle with a little circle at the top. And then I want you to give it a little divide there. See a little rounded line? That's gonna be the dark chocolate part, and then maybe a little bit of that dark chocolate peeking out. Cool, look at that. We have far too many dark lines. Let's fix them. Okay, this is my favorite kind of eraser. It's a rubber eraser, and it has its own little case, and, and it's really hard to open the keys, but I'm gonna do it. Okay, hold on, here we go. Come on, you can do it. I promise it's not this hard. Okay, there we go. Yay, I did it. Okay. Anywho, I really like that case. No, but I do, because then it keeps my eraser from getting cat fur and drying out. And you can just like press it. See that? Look at that. And it picks up the lines without ripping up your paper. I'm just gonna kind of press it all over the place here because I made my lines so dark. And sometimes I tell y'all like, okay, well, we're painting stuff that's dark, so it doesn't matter. Like last week when we did a raven. Didn't matter, right? Didn't matter if you can see those pencil lines because you'll never see them with all that paint. But this project has lighter colors, so I just don't want to compete with these dark pencil lines, so I'm just gonna lighten it up just a little bit. Okay, this one has a heart on it. You don't have to have a heart on your cup. I just thought that it needed like a little something. Okay, let's talk about our colors because we are done with the drawing portion. Unless you're doing colored pencils, in which case keep using them. Okay, colors. We got some pink, obviously. We've got some red, mostly obvious, but what if you're not doing a heart? That's okay, you still need a little bit of red for these little peppermint sprinkles. See? We have peppermint and we have chocolate sprinkles. So that's brown. And then we have a lot of white space. We have two different tones of brown, but we're gonna use the same brown paint and we just use more water if we want it to be lighter and less water if we want it to be darker. And then for our shadowing here on the cup, we're gonna use a tiny bit of purple. I bet you wouldn't have thunk that. I didn't think about it until I looked at that and I was like, it needs some shading. So yeah, so purple. Purple's our friend today. Okay, first thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna get my round number, oh, it's a number 5. Usually I use number 6. Today I'm mixing it up a little bit, it's a number 5. It is a synthetic bristle because I don't like using squirrel bristles. They don't work as well. Frankly, I'm so glad that society has developed beyond using squirrel bristles. Okay, I want the darkest parts of my cup to be right underneath the rim. And on this side here, we're gonna pretend like the light is coming this way. So we're still gonna have some shadows right underneath this rim. We're gonna have a little bit of shadow here. This area right here in the middle, that's gonna be our lightest space. So I'm gonna get a little bit of pink because that's what color I'm making my cup. If you don't wanna make your cup pink, make it a different color, it's fine. And I am going to outline right here. Turn your paper if you need to. I turn my paper a lot when I'm making long curvy lines. And I'm definitely gonna have it be darker under here, right around that handle of the mug. Okay, as you're painting your mug, keep your lines as though you are petting the mug with your paintbrush. Which is to say, don't just go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. You want to kind of go curvy lines. Or if we want to throw shadows, we're going to go beep, beep, beep. This, but my lines are curvy. See that? That's the shape that my brush is making, is that kind of motion. Curvy, 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 as though I am painting. We are just going to do a light wash first. I don't want you to feel like when you first make this thing that it's going to look perfect right off the bat. It's not. We have to do layers. Also, guess what? It's not going to be perfect because we don't need it to be perfect. So I'm going to leave some white space, but I'm going to go like, hey, here's some lines coming down, here's some lines coming up, and that'll be my reflection. Well, not mine, but the cup's reflection later. Okay. Same thing over here. It's gonna be ever so dark on this part of my mug. Nice and dark. And come under here, nice and dark. Da, 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 da. Okay, and I'll get to the rest of it in a little bit. Boop, boop. Okay, so we left a little space around where the handles touch. That's because I want to be able to come in there with some of the darkest purple. Okay. We have a little rim around our mug. Let's grab some brown. Okay, I have a lot of brown pigment on my brush. I do not have a ton of water so that I can control the color, and I'm going to make it darkest right over here. See this? I'm going to come up along the edge of my mug. It has a little lip, so see how I'm leaving space? And I'm just going to make like a big old letter C. And I'm going to make it fattest right where the C bends. And then I'm going to turn my paper so that I can control what I'm doing. All right, I'm thinking about the edge of the whipped cream. And it's kind of like a cloud. See that? Because that whipped cream is going to melt into the mug. So it's going to, we're just leaving our little melty spots. Okay. So it's darkest on this side. And then I'm going to rinse my brush. Rinse, rinse, rinse. Shake off most of that water. And then I'm just going to blend because this part of my cocoa is going to be a little bit lighter. So more water, less pigment on my brush. How are we doing there? Oh, it's a little lopsided. It's okay, we can fix it. Okay. Now, whilst I have a little bit of brown on my brush, I'm going to trace the bottom side of these little blobs that we were referring to as toothpaste. Just like that, just the bottom and kind of up the side just a little bit. And we're just going to do a little line. And right here, maybe we'll do a few little lines curving because that's the top of the whipped cream. Okay, and now we're going to blur it just a bit, not a lot, just a bit. Blur, 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 and that's so we can kind of see the shape of our whipped cream blobs, but not so much that we're coloring the whole thing, but we're just going to use that brown to kind of blend out and blend and blend and blend and blend and blend. But I'm leaving a lot of white space. Can you see that? We're just leaving a lot of white. Now, closer here, I'm just going to blend in. I didn't put any paint on my brush. I'm just letting some of that brown blend in because I have like a little bit of a shadow. Okay. All right, let that dry for a little bit before we put sprinkles on top. We will be putting sprinkles on top, but we need to do that cookie. Let's do the cookie. Come on, cookie. All right, this is my chocolate strip in the middle there. I'm gonna color that in with my paintbrush real nice and dark. Whoa. Okay. It has one more little stripe down here. I can't color the whole stripe, but I can color a little bit of it. And then in between this cookie, they put delicious hazelnut chocolatey goop. So that's the center right there. I also have to let that dry for a little bit. Dry, 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 dry. And I will wave my hand over it. And then I will come up here and I'm just going to outline the cookie a little bit. Outline the cookie. Somehow, for reasons unknown to me, I have the song Put Down the Ducky from Sesame Street stuck in my head. If you're not familiar with it, Ernie wants to learn how to play the saxophone, but it has to be explained to him that if he wants to play the saxophone, he's got to put down his rubber ducky. Can't do both. Okay, so we've outlined that. We're letting it dry, and we're going to get a little bit of brown. Again, there's almost no water on my brush, just a tiny bit of brown pigment, and we're going to put some tiny dots on this side, which is my right side of the whipped cream, and in here in the cocoa. And why are we putting these in here? Because some kind person thought, you know what, I should sprinkle some chocolate on here. Now the most of our chocolate sprinkles will be on this side. Maybe one or two is going to escape over here, but not a lot. Just kind of dot them. No rhyme or reason, just as many as you think you need. Make sure to have them more concentrated on the right side. And if it looks like they're getting blobby because it's still a little wet, that's okay because they're melting. They're melting. Oh my gosh, there's the coolest bird noise outside. There's like my regular crows, but something just went like that. That's neat. Okay, we got some chocolates. And then maybe like a few little chunks of chocolate. What in the world is making that noise? It's like somebody's parrot is in my yard. And maybe it is. Okay, I'm rinsing. Same thing, my brush has almost no water on it. I'm gonna grab a little tiny bit of red. Like the smallest smidgen of red. It's just right on the tip of my brush. You know what this is? It's the peppermint. It's little tiny flakes of peppermint. So I'm just doing little tiny dots. Boop, up, 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 up. And why are we putting peppermint in? First of all, it would taste delicious. Second of all, it makes it look prettier. It's always nice to have more colors. And you don't need a ton. What is that noise? I wish y'all could hear it. I'm sure my microphone is not loud enough to pick it up, but it's like, it's almost like a quail. It's the weirdest thing. Okay, I'll stop talking about it since y'all can't hear it. How boring to have to hear about it. Okay, I'm gonna outline this, the rim of the cup with a little bit of red. Why red? Well, I don't know. I just feel like it. Do, 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 do. Oh, well, thank you, Amazon. Amazon has a message for me, which is weird because I didn't order anything. Amazon has been notifying me a lot with like different podcast stuff, and I never asked her to do that, and I wish she would stop notifying me. I can't figure out how to make her stop it. Okay, I have just water on my brush now, and I'm going to come here along the handle and kind of blend that in. I'm going to do a little fixies here because that's not quite wide enough. Oh, fixies. I think I need a little more pink down here. It needs to be underneath my rim. I'm going to make that a little more dark. Y'all, I'm a little scared that I'm about to get pounced. Nopalito, my big black kitty, is staring at us. Those of you who follow my Instagram, yesterday I posted the little ghosties that I made for my little tiny haunted house and how they were going away to their new homes. And they've all been adopted. Do you know what Nopalito did last night? He grabbed them and he carried them all over the house. I found them everywhere. Okay, now I just have water on my brush and I'm gonna blend. I'm gonna let the white parts be like lighter. I just don't want them totally white. I'm gonna leave one little super white streak there in the middle. Hooray. Okay. See, that's the only place that I left completely white. Now let's grab a little bit of, oh, we gotta finish a cookie. Okay, cookie, I have a damp brush. It has nothing on it but water. And I'm just gonna blend so that I get that lighter color brown. See that? Hooray. Okay, and then I'm gonna grab a little more brown because I need to have a little bit of a shadow. Not a lot of it, but a little bit. So a little bit of a shadow coming along one side. Boop, boop, boop. Okay. Now I'm gonna grab the purple. I rinse, I grab the purple, and I'm gonna put it in the spots where I want it to be darker. So like right where my mug touches, or the handle touches the mug, and like a little space under here. And I'm just gonna drag that purple around the sides. Come here, purple. Just a bit, just in the spots where I think it would be darkest. So like right along that bottom. And if you accidentally make it go too far, it's okay, just blend. Blend, blend, blend. There we go. Why does purple work? I don't know, it just does. It needs a little bit of purple here in the handle. What happened there? Okay, I can't hear the weird bird anymore. That is, I don't know what that was. I hope it wasn't a parrot. We don't need any more weird animals welcoming themselves into my home. I have enough. I think you would all agree. I have enough animals. Okay. So many animals. Enough. Okay. I've got a little bit of purple here, but you know what? I think I went a little too light on the pink, just on the handle. I'm gonna grab a little bit more pink. Just gonna put it right up the middle. We're gonna have a little reflection on the side there, but I'm just going to outline it a little bit. There we go. Hooray. Yeah, I'm happy. Okay. What else? You know what it maybe needs? Maybe some of those sprinkles hit the rim of the cup. I mean, I think that's pretty logical, right? We would have a few sprinkles hit the rim. Oh, I didn't ask you guys to share your jokes. Share your jokes in the comments, please. Please share jokes if you want to. I know it's a little early to do anything that looks like Valentine's Day or Christmassy, but I'm planning a turkey for later in the month, and I just didn't want to do turkey today. It's not a turkey day. Not every day can be a turkey day, y'all. Right? Okay, do you want to put a heart on it? Or you know what? No, Polito baby, this one's for you. Let's put I'm gonna grab my purple. And I'm gonna make a paw print. This is for you, for being a good boy who did not stomp all over the painting while I was filming. Thank you, what a good boy. So I'm just doing a circle. How many toes do you have, little man? I think he has 4 toes that touch the ground, and then they have like their thumb kind of hangs off the back, like that. There. That one's for Nobi. What a good boy who did not interfere today. Good job. But also bad job upsetting the little ghost. Don't do that again. I rescued them all. They're all fine. Signing my name. I want you to sign your name. I want you to take a picture of your work, and I want you to send it to me. Or you can put it in the comments. But you got to do it. You got to share. You got to share your art, because I'm proud of you, and I'm really glad that you did class with me today. Thank you for joining me. I will see you right back here next Monday at noon at Amy Pagan Art on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, any of the above. You guys take care. Have a fabulous, fabulous week. Happy Monday. And I'll see you soon. Take care, you guys. Bye.